Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now, once again, we're going to be going through the Premier League predictions for this midweek. I'm not sure what the points were from last week. I haven't calculated that yet. I'll put them at the bottom of the screen here though, because I would have calculated it while editing. But without further ado, we get into the first game of the week, which sees the big relegation battle take place between a side from Sheffield and a side from Birmingham. That's Sheffield United who take on West Bromwich Albion. Now, both of the sides have been to the bottom of the table this year. I think it's 20th versus 19th at the moment. It's a must-win for both clubs if they want to stay up. Now, personally, I think it'll be very well fought. I think there'll be a couple of goals, but I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be 2-2. Dad and Lewis have both agreed with each other. They've gone for 2-1 Sheffield United wins. Fair enough. Sheffield United are at home. They have the home advantage if there is any. But equally, both sides will want to pick up points. Sheffield United are in the better form of late, I believe, as well. But we'll move on to a battle that would have been seen as a European one just last season. Now, one of these sides has fallen off a bit since their striker went down with injury. That's, of course, Wolves. They host Arsenal at Molineux. And now Arsenal have got into a bit better form recently. They've just acquired the new signing Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid on loan. Wolves have got a striker in now, Willian Jose from Real Sociedad. Do I think he can fix their problems? Possibly. I don't think he'll come straight in though. I think he played against Chelsea, but I don't think he'll come straight into the goals. I think Arsenal will win. I think they'll win 2-0. Dad and Lewis have agreed with each other once again. They both think it'll be 1-1. But I don't think Wolves have the ability to score. And with Arsenal's new creative players, I think it'll be 2-0 to them. Now we have Manchester United who host Southampton. Now Southampton have lost their last 3 games, all coming against teams there or thereabouts for the European push. Manchester United haven't really been in good form either, but they've been picking up points. They're still in Europe in the Champions League places as it stands. As a result, I think United will win. I think they'll win 3-1. I don't think it'll be an easy 3-1, but I reckon they will outscore Southampton. Dad has gone for yet another 1-1 draw between these two sides. Lewis agrees with me in the sense United will win, but he said 1-0. Now we travel to the northeast of England, in particular to Newcastle. They host Crystal Palace at St James's Park. Now, I think we've all gone for differing results here. I think we've each gone for a win, but one has gone for a different side to win. It's going to be a close game between these two sides. Newcastle won at the weekend, Palace won at the weekend as well. Newcastle feel a bit more right to pull themselves away from any relegation threats. But I don't think they'll be able to better Crystal Palace. I think Palace will win. I think Palace will win 2-1. Dad has also said 2-1, but he said 2-1 to Newcastle. And Lewis agrees that Palace will win, but he said 3-2. Now we move on to top of the league, who travel just across into Lancashire to play Burnley. Now Burnley, once again, they had a bit of good form. They were top of the form chart for a while, but then they had awful form, which sent them right down into the league, right down into a relegation mix even. So as a result, all of us have gone for a City win. I personally don't think Burnley can score, so I've gone 3-0. Dad's the same, but he's gone 2-0. And Lewis thinks Burnley will score, but he thinks City will score more, and he thinks 3-1. Now we see a game in London, at Craven Cottage in particular. That's where Leicester travel to this weekend to face Fulham. Now, Leicester lost at the weekend to Leeds. That's a big loss for them. I think they were at home. Bamford having an absolute wonder show, especially for anyone who has him in their FPL team. Personally, I think Leicester will bounce back. I don't think Fulham can beat them. As a result, I think it'll be 2-1 in Leicester's favour. All three of us have said the exact same here. We've all said it will be a Leicester 2-1 win. Now we move on to the game in up north again. Sees Leeds, the team who beat Leicester at the weekend. They face Everton. Now, Everton seem to be able to beat the big team. They get points off them, but they don't seem to be able to beat the smaller kind of ranking teams. They did lose to Newcastle at the weekend. As a result, I think they'll lose again. I think they'll lose 1-0 to Leeds this time. Dad has gone for a 2-1 Leeds win, and Lewis has gone for a 2-2 draw between the two sides. Once again, I can see that happening. I think, personally, it will be well fought. It will be a good battle, but I think Leeds will edge it. Now we see a game at the other end of the table from the big game between Sheffield United and West Brom. This is for Europe, and it's two teams that you wouldn't have expected to be fighting for Europe at the beginning of this season. It's Villa and West Brom. Now, Aston Villa have had a very good season. I'm not saying Champions League, I'm saying they're trying to push to get in the Europa League spaces. I think West Ham currently occupy one of them, So, as a result, I think it'll be a very well fought battle. I don't think either side will better the other one. I think, as a result of that, I think it'll be 2-2. Dad has agreed that it'll be a draw. He's gone for 1-1. Lewis, however, thinks Villa will beat West Ham, but he thinks 2-1, agreeing that it will be a closely matched encounter, but just about thinking Villa will come on top. Now into the penultimate game of the week, which sees Liverpool travel. Well, they don't travel anywhere. They host Brighton at Anfield. Now, they did lose their unbeaten home record, which lasted 68 games in their last home game against Burnley. Will they lose it? Will they continue to lose at home? I personally don't think so. Brighton are off the back of a massive win for them against Tottenham at home, which lifted them a bit further away from the relegation spaces. However, I think Liverpool have that bit better class than them. I think Liverpool will know what they want to do. They'll still be cautious. They do have their injuries though, but they're close to agreeing a deal for, I think there's a Preston centre-back and there's a centre-back, Ozan Kabak from Schalke, they're close to agreeing terms with. See what happens with that in the coming days. They won't have them for this fixture though, I don't believe. Still think they'll win. No clean sheet though. I reckon it'll be 2-1. Dad agrees that Liverpool win. He's given them a clean sheet though. He thinks 3-0. Lewis has gone for a result that I don't think will happen, but he thinks it will. He thinks Brighton will pick up a point at Anfield, 2-2. Now, the big game of the weekend is a London derby. It's a big London derby. It's Tottenham who host Chelsea. Now, this game has seen some fierce encounters over the years. One that stands out to me is when Chelsea won Chelsea won Leicester the league from 2 goals down at home to Tottenham. They managed to equalise with Hazard's burned-in effort. That was great for me. But this game in particular, we'll see two sides that want to get into Europe battle it off. Chelsea in particular will want to get in with a new manager, and I think they can do that. I think they'll beat Tottenham 1-0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Dad thinks it'll be a 1-1 draw. Lewis thinks Chelsea will beat them 3-1. I just think Thomas Tuchel's men will have it just about over Tottenham, especially given that Tottenham lost to Brighton away in their last game. But that's where these predictions end. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Can we get 10 likes? And I'll see you tomorrow for a Charlton preview.